Hi, guys. First, I want to thank all of you for your kind words yesterday when I told you about my cancer diagnosis. I decided that I wanted to do a quick video today for a couple of reasons. One is that today is actually the anniversary of my start of treatment, and when I started chemo, and I promised everybody that I would show you a picture of my post-chemo hair, which is curly for the first time in my life. So I used to need a perm to get something like this, but no longer. Anyway, a lot of stuff that I've needed to contend with over the last year, but I've gotten through it, even including losing a tooth, which I'll point out from the beginning, and then I won't feel like I'm hiding it from you, because then I talk as if I have a speech impediment. Anyway, can't get that fixed until I have money for an implant, and I also have to go off my meds in order to do it because of a bone, serious bone thing that can happen. So anyway, you know, when I talk about what I've needed to fight over the last year, it's really not, it has less to do with coming to grips with my diagnosis and more to do with fighting a healthcare system that is just pretty much throwing us to the wolves after giving us this kind of a diagnosis. Everything that I've learned about my cancer did not come from my doctors. It did not come from Kaiser Permanente, most specifically. And it has been a fight for me to learn everything that I need to learn to be able to advocate for myself. And you know, that's the thing, I'm a social worker. I've been an advocate for other people for a long time. And this is the first time I've had to be that for myself. And so, you know, the thing that pisses me off is not only what's happened to me. I should have never started on chemo. It's not standard of care for stage 4. There's all kinds of things, misdiagnoses left and right. And I am going to Hopkins in November. So my goal right now is just continue to do what I'm doing to stay as healthy as possible until I can have more confidence that I'm getting all the care that I need and that there aren't things that are being missed. Anyway, but I'm doing really well, and I want you guys to know that. I think that, you know, some of those specifics I'm not going to get into now, but trust me, I'm doing really, really well, and I want you to know that. I feel good, other than the fact that I have to fight for everything I need, and it makes me, I admit, a lot of times I'm quick-tempered right now. So for those of you that I've snapped at on Facebook, Tim Tweedy, you're one, I apologize. Kathy, you too, the other day, I apologize. But sometimes I just kind of can't stay as even-keeled as I'd like. But I do apologize. I'm aware when I do this, and I'm trying to not do it to you folks and take it out on you, that I've pretty much been living in the fight or flight position for a while. So anyway, coming back to this thing about wanting to move into advocacy, I don't want this to happen to anybody else. I want somebody that's newly diagnosed to know what they should be absolutely doing, to know what they can't do. There's just, you can't ask most people to figure this out on their own. I'm lucky that I'm able to go online, and I understand research studies, and I'm able to find most of the information I need. But I will tell you, it's a full-time job, and it's something that nobody should have to do. So that's one of the things that I want to engage in. But the other piece of it too is that there's just not enough research. The numbers I'm seeing are anywhere from 2% to 7% are designated to metastatic breast cancer. And that's just completely unacceptable, because we're the ones who are going to die of it, you know? So anyway, for all of you folks that have been so sweet and saying, I wish I could help you, you know, let me know if there's something I can do. There's a couple things that I'll just throw out to you. If you really want to do something, one of them is if you see me put something up online that has to do with signing a petition, or, you know, some kind of a letter writing campaign that has to do with legislation related to, you know, better resource allocation in the research realm, but also things like there's a bill that's never gotten past the House, I think it's the House, related to, you know, women with metastatic breast cancer. I mean, right now I am technically eligible for Social Security disability insurance. Now, I personally feel fine and feel I can continue to work, but I could apply right now if I wanted to. But then I have to wait 6 months before that would even kick in. And then Medicaid only comes 2 years after that. And there are women that are on Medicare, and there are women that are on Medicare who can't get their meds covered. And so, you know, one of my meds, the thing that I really do believe is why I'm doing so well, costs more than 12 grand a month. And there are people who have been on it for 4-6 years, you know. So these kinds of things are a problem, and you'll hear me talking a lot about from a policy standpoint and priorities as a society, right? And so the other thing is, you know, how long I'm going to be around is going to come down to how fast I move through treatments. If I can stay on what I'm on right now for a number of years, I'm going to be around for a while. You know, I have other treatments available to me after this one. So if you want to know how to help right now, I'm going to ask you to consider donating to Metaviver. It's the only organization out there that does, they raise money for research specifically for metastatic breast cancer. And so I'll give you the link. And what I would suggest is, one, if you don't have any money, I really get it, you know, because I don't either. I'm going to ask, if you use Amazon, go on Amazon.com and to your account and go to the Amazon Smile. And if you've never done an Amazon Smile, it's really easy. You pick a charity who will end up getting a percentage of every purchase you make. And it doesn't cost you anything, okay? So if you already do use Amazon Smile and sometimes move around who is your beneficiary in terms of your favorite charities, I hope you'll consider this particular organization. They're doing some really great work. Connected to that, I'll also say, if you would like to make a donation to them, I would really appreciate that, because it's the research that's going to keep me around, okay? So they have a thing on their website that you can actually do a donation in somebody's honor. Obviously, you're not going to do it in my memory because I'm still around and I'm going to be around for a long time. But if you want to do it in my honor, then that would be really lovely. And they have a thing where you can send me a personal note and all that kind of stuff. And so if you do that, then I looked at it yesterday, and apparently you would include an email address. So I'll include that in my post so that you know what my short version email is. And then the other thing is, my birthday's coming up on August 14th. So I'm just going to give you a little heads up that I plan on you know, donating my birthday to Metaviver as well. And so you'll see more about that coming up. Anyway, so yeah, curly hair. Lost some weight, which is good. And you know, like I said, I'm doing well. My side effects are minimal, and for a lot of women, it's not. So I'm counting my blessings. I'm doing well. Usually, I'm feeling really good on the emotional level. I have my bad days, but I believe I'm going to be around for a long time. Okay. And let me tell you this: when I first was diagnosed, I couldn't find anything online about longevity. You know, what I could expect. I kept seeing this magical 5-year mark, and it looked to me that nobody lives past 5 years. And then there's even stuff in my medical record of things I said to my primary care physician about well, if I'm only going to live for 2 years. Well, obviously, if I still believed I was only going to live for two years, my Cancerversary would be very devastating to me, and thinking that, you know, half of that time is already gone. But here's what ended up happening. I attended a New York City metastatic breast cancer conference shortly after I changed oncologists, because the first one needs to be sued. And by the way, probably I'm going to do that. But anyway, point is that there was all this research and these doctors talking, and one of them said, he was talking about the most difficult case he had ever seen. And he says, and 6 years later, and I went, what? You know, 6 years later, what? She lived 6 years and it's the most difficult case you've ever seen? And all of a sudden, my life changed. in that instance, I started trying to find more information about these mysterious women who are living at least 6 years. Next thing I know, the same place where I found out about this free online conference is called Health Unlocked. And I have met some of the most courageous, wise, wonderful, helpful, supportive women that I've ever encountered in my lifetime. So, you know, I've never met somebody with stage 4 breast cancer who's not courageous and strong and resilient. And, you know, we're neurotic because we're living with a really shitty thing of, you know, we never know between scans when we're going to find out that the cancer has progressed and meds are no longer working and all that. It's a really scary, uncertain thing. But anyway, with them, I remember the first time that I went on there that somebody had said, how long has everybody on here lived after diagnosis? And I'm starting to see 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15, 18.5. And I thought, you know, this is the thing that women need to hear. You know, I was thinking that I was going to die right away. Well, good chance I'm not. Okay. So I just want you to know that when I know that so many of you are feeling sad and even helpless in how to best support me and what to say and all that kind of stuff, I would tell you that it's going to come down to research. And that's why I ask again today if you'll consider supporting Metaviver. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. I love you all. And I'll keep you posted. Okay. Bye-bye now.